Former Special Counsel Robert Mueller will be testifying before the Congress next week on his final report on the Russia investigation. But if Mueller's testimony tries to sway congressional Democrats toward impeachment, it will have to overcome the words of his team's own 400-page report. Aaron Mate is a journalist with The Nation magazine. He just wrote a piece arguing that the Mueller report's substance, in fact, undercuts its own claims about Russian interference in the 2016 election. Aaron Mate joins us tonight. Aaron, thanks a lot for coming on. So, you're arguing in this piece that the claims that the Mueller report makes about Russian interference are not substantiated by the report itself. Can you elaborate on that?
They're not. And in fact, a D.C. judge just agreed with that assessment, rebuking Mueller for asserting that this Russian troll farm, the IRA, was a part of what Mueller calls a systematic and sweeping Russian interference campaign, when Mueller actually never shows that this troll farm, which put out juvenile clickbait that nobody saw and wasn't even about the election, Mueller never shows that that clickbait troll factory was a part of the Russian government. And Mueller was rebuked by this judge for suggesting otherwise. So right there you have what Mueller called a central allegation of his indictment, this Russian interference campaign. The second aspect of that being this troll farm being showed to have nothing to do with the Russian government. And there are many more sort of disingenuous examples and glaring holes like that. There's also the fact that Robert Mueller never interviewed Julian Assange, which is very strange. Assange is a central figure in this whole thing. Assange released the stolen emails that are at the heart of Russiagate. Yet Mueller had no interest in speaking to him, and that was a very curious decision.
Well, what's so interesting is that the core claim that Russia had a meaningful effect on the election outcome, and that it was the Russian government, in fact, running this operation in order to aid Donald Trump, that claim has been bought completely, I would say, by both parties. I mean, Republicans are mad about the Russian hoax and all that stuff, but they still repeat that line again and again, that we know that this happened, and you're saying, actually, we don't know really that this happened.
Yeah, and Mueller doesn't really know core details. There's vague language in his report when he talks about how the emails were stolen from the DNC. He uses the qualifier that Russian officers appear to have stolen emails, not that they stole the emails, what you think is suspicious. He also doesn't know how those emails made their way to WikiLeaks. So despite claiming to have such an invasive window into the operations of Russia, Mueller can't tell us actually how those emails got to WikiLeaks, and Assange says that the Russian government...
Wait, if he can't show how they got to WikiLeaks, then how does he know? I mean, that's a central fact. I mean, if you can't know that, then you can't really know anything, can you?
No, I think it shows a real core flaw on his part, and he should be questioned on it when he appears before Congress next week. And there's also, I mean, he suggests that the emails were given to WikiLeaks via these Russian cutouts, alleged Russian cutouts, Gucci 2.0 and WikiLeaks. But the timeline he presents for that makes no sense. According to Mueller's account, Assange would have announced that he had received those stolen emails from Guccifer 2.0 before Assange ever communicated with Guccifer 2.0, and well before those emails were supposedly transferred to him by Guccifer 2.0, which Robert Mueller can't even assert as for sure happened. So there's a lot of holes in his entire account.
He should be asked about it. You're, I think, the only person asking these questions. Hopefully members of Congress are watching tonight and will follow your lead on this. Aaron Mate, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
The presidential bid looks doomed. Now he's trying